If you want to attract more wealthy clients, people with a high net worth or a high investable amount of money, people who are going to pay you high prices for your product or service, then you also need to create an offer that actually appeals to this demographic. So in this video today, we're going to talk about how to build an offer that attracts rich people, what rich people are looking for, and how you can simply make more money by selling to rich people. This knowledge basically comes from all of the companies that we work with, but also from the masterminds that I've been a part of, the courses, the coaching, and everything that I have. So if you want to make more money, if you want to make your ads work, if you want to build an offer that pays you more, that gets you more money, and that attracts rich clients, then this video is for you, and let's hop into the computer and talk through how to build an offer for rich people. Okay, so let's talk about crafting offers for high net worth individuals, or you could call it, let's talk about crafting offers for rich people, right? So the main motivations for rich people, as with most other individuals, but especially for rich people, are going to be the following, right? We have to go for the drivers. We have to understand their core motivations so that we can actually craft an offer. So first one, and probably the most important one, in terms of the offers that we're talking about, is going to be making money, right? Offers that directly or indirectly help rich people make more money are highly attractive. This includes investment opportunities, business solutions, services that can increase revenue, decrease taxes, whatever, right? Here we have to emphasize the monetary gains, right? Like we have to actually put a number to this. And we have to make it also concrete, tangible, and realistic, believable, right? Like we cannot do like the, hey, we're gonna make you, you're gonna give us $100 and we're gonna make you $1 million. Especially people who have money, have been around, and you don't want to bullshit them, right? So for example, unlock a passive income stream with our bespoke real estate investment service, right? 12 to 15% annual returns, right? Like what's realistic. Or, on average, we save our clients between $50 and $200 in taxes with our advanced planning strategies. We can probably skip this. Or, for example, we will add $100K to your monthly revenue by using a signature educational advertising framework, right? So that's kind of like realistic. It's a number, right? Like could even more concrete, right? Like you could say like 53,000 to 213, right? But that's like little things here, right? Second part is saving time, right? And obviously, the more you can combine these, the better your offer is going to be, right? Because like if you say like, hey, we're going to make you 100K, but you're going to have to work very hard for it, right? It's actually better if you say like, hey, you can give us 20K. All you have to do is basically once people come through your door, you have to send them your invoice and that's it, right? Like that's going to be the ideal situation. So time is super valuable for rich individuals, right? Like for business owners, for everybody who has money. They understand very well that trade-off for like, hey, we're paying somebody who has a lower hourly production so that we can get time back for our higher hourly production, right? So offers that save time or streamline processes, highly valued. Concierge services, business automations, even something like private jets, right? Like people fly on private jets because it saves them. They don't have to go to the airport security through the check. They don't have to be there early to not miss their flight, right? Like these types of things. Saving time is massively important, right? Especially once you really go higher and your hourly wage is like, I don't know, several thousands of dollars, right? Like you actually want to pay people to give you back time. You can highlight how your offer reduces time. Time can also be effort, right? Like effort and time are very closely related. And, basically the freedom that it brings, right? With our full tax advisory service, we recently saved people 30 hours of taxes and, 120K in tax savings, right? Or something like that, right? So if you can save time and money, you're winning, right? Other things that are probably not as relevant for you, right, is status, right? Like for the offers that we're going to run, service-based, money-based. Status is more, it's going to be tough to be, but it can happen, right? Status is important to rich people. That offers you, opportunity to signal to other rich people that they are in this, exclusive club, right? So think of, like exclusive, network events, masterminds, but also, watches, clothes, cars, houses, right? Like that's kind of like that's symbols to other people and to themselves, right? What is very, very important is quality, right? Like quality is non-negotiable when it comes to dealing with high net worth individuals. They're willing to put in the extra dollar to get that extra level of service, right? So if you're charging high ticket, ultra high ticket, you must also kind of like have that quality aspect to it, right? Like everything is going to be bespoke from the time they sign on. Everything is going to be handled. They're going to be communicated with every step of the way, right? And I mean, you know, that's just how you have to think about that, right? You have to kind of like a Rolls Royce, right? Like, or like a, you know, first class experience. It's not just the flight, is like what everything else comes with it, right? So you have to be above market, right? And the execution has to be on point, right? Superior quality justifies a premium price point. Longevity and health, probably not as important, just here to mention it. Well, obviously, wealthy people want to live longer. That's the only thing that we, you know, like time we cannot buy back, right? So, you know, if you're in that space, you know, obviously that can be very, very, very high ticket. For example, you know, those health clinics that are, you know, charging, you know, thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars just for, you know, like some specific treatments and stuff like that. So the important thing is anytime you can combine these, you can charge even more money, right? So if you can combine time saving, quality, and make money, that's going to be definitely a very, very interesting offer for rich people, right? So basically for the offer, right, like if you want to craft it, you define the core benefit, right, like focus on the primary information, right? For example, this offer is going to, I would say, start with making money, right? Like bring it with tangible values with making money. That's going to be the number one thing that they have to do, right? that your offer is going to be valuable. Then exclusivity is something that you don't have to do, but, you know, obviously you want to position it as a high status, as a high quality thing, right? Like you don't have to do fake scarcity, but obviously, you know, like if you're in a service-based business, you cannot do an infinite amount of these bespoke plans, right? Like, so that's like, you want to communicate that as well. Definitely talk about the numbers, talk about the return on investment, whether that's time, money, or whatever. It has to be something tangible. We cannot just set up a plan to make people happy. I cannot just advertise for you to, you know, make you feel good. It's gonna be like the number one questions all of you ask when they're on a call with me is like, what is gonna be the return, right? Like, so like if your offer doesn't have a return, you need to create one. You need to put a specific number to it, right? Or time number or whatever, right? Right, the time saving elements, and then you want to personalize it, right? Like you want to make it for them, right? You're going to say like, hey, you know, everything will be custom based, right? It's going to be uniquely created for you, but then also already bring in what the information they've given you, right? Like it's not going to be like, hey, it's going to be personalized, but you know, you mentioned with me that you're actually looking for this thing, right? Like, so this thing here is already included in this type of portfolio allocation or whatever, right? So you want to really, really make it bespoke, right? Important, setting the right expectations, clear, conservative expectations. People who have money have been around, right? They don't want to hear any hypey claim. You want to outline the timelines, the deliverables, what comes with the offer, potential outcomes to avoid misalignment and dissatisfaction, right? Clarity and consistency. Results should be there fast, right? And you should guide them through the process. So communication is also super important, the communication of those results. I recommend establishing early milestones and kind of like showing the progress in a time frame. Be realistic, right? Like don't make hypey claims. Be, you know, they know what they want, right? Like just be better and new, right? And then you can already convince them, right? Highest quality is super important. Every interaction, every touch point must signal, you know, like luxury, superior quality, superior communication, superior look, right? Like website branding, that all flows into that. That's why I'm also big on that, right? Your photos, your videos, everything must signal superior quality, because then you can charge superior prices. Communicate what comes with the offer. So you want to be explicit about the deliverables, right? What it includes, what it doesn't include, right? be really, really specific here. Try to do as much, done for you, time saving as possible. Obviously, the pricing should reflect the, some type of value that they deliver. I always like to aim for a 10x, right? Or something like that, right? Or like 10, 15, 20% is what I think you should aim at, right? So if you save somebody, like 100K in taxes, right? Then, you can charge anywhere from 20 to 100,000, 20 to 10,000, right? 10 to 20,000. If you save somebody, like 100K per year, right? And you do that over 5 years, you can obviously build that up front, or you can build that over the time, right? Like you can obviously extrapolate that towards the time frame. If you, for example, hire somebody like a recruiter, right? Like, and you hire somebody that's going to 10x their business, right? And it's going to not just be for 1 year, not just for 1 month, but, actually for multiple years, right? That can also flow into that calculation, right? Guarantees. I wouldn't lead with a guarantee, right? Like if you lead with a guarantee, you're going to attract a lot of people that are actually not that well off and are just trying to get kind of like a risk-free thing, right? You can use it as a closing tactic. I would make it a conditional guarantee, right? So if they deliver these types of things, right? Like if you use a guarantee, if they deliver, the documents in time, if they give you access to the accounts, if they spend this amount of money, if they do whatever, right? Then, they do everything and you fail to deliver your thing, then you can, for example, give their money back or whatever, right? But I wouldn't lead with it, and I would definitely not make it unconditional so that, if they fail to deliver on their part, it's not your fault. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to overpromise, right? Like you don't want to fail to deliver on your promises. So you want to probably stay conservative, or you want to stay conservative with your expectation, and you also want to stay authentic, right? Rich people can smell bullshit. People who have been around the block, right, can smell it if you're lying to them. I would just say, like be confident with your offer, know what you're worth, charge what you're worth as well, but make it a really damn quality service. That's what I would do. So if you like this video, you can find the SOP below this video. You can just click on it, just download it. And if you want to get more wealthy clients into your business with a creative advertising system that actually attracts those people like a magnet, then you will also find a link to schedule a call with our team. You can book a free 20-minute call. We'll talk more about your issues, how we can fix them, and how we can potentially work together. So if you're interested, book a free 20-minute call, and otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.